This is ABC 7 News at 6 on the road, live from Dover Foxcroft.
Presented by the Center Theater, Dover Audiology, and Howard Insurance Agency.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for ABC 7 News at 6 live on the road. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. We are here in Dover Foxcroft at the Center Theater, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. But first, let's get to some headlines that we do have tonight as well. First of all, the FBI has announced a major break in the investigation into the murders of a Unity College student and her girlfriend.
They've identified a suspect in a brutal murder that happened in Shenandoah National Park in 1996. Laura Winans and Julianne Williams were murdered at their Virginia campsite and were found about a week later following an extensive search. The FBI announcing Thursday that it used DNA testing during a review of the case and finally named a suspect. That led to a positive match for Walter Leo Jackson Sr., a convicted rapist from Ohio who died in prison in 2018. Jackson was known to visit the park and had a lengthy criminal history, including kidnapping, rape, and assaults. The FBI is now trying to determine if Jackson was responsible for other crimes before his death.
A convicted drug trafficker will spend 4 years in prison after police found him with a firearm and drugs during a traffic stop. 37-year-old Andrew Blaze of Bangor was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Bangor today. In March, he pleaded guilty to being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm and ammunition and possessing controlled substances with the intent to distribute them. According to court records, Bangor police observed drug paraphernalia in open view in his vehicle and recovered bundles of cash as well. Blaze also had a loaded handgun on him. Records indicate a further search at the Penobscot County Jail revealed 38 individual bags containing fentanyl concealed under his clothing. Blaze was prohibited from possessing a firearm because of a previous felony drug conviction.
Waldo County Technical Center staff are protesting a contract they say would slash their insurance benefits and salaries. Staff, students, and community members advocated for a change to that contract at Thursday evening's board meeting. After months of negotiations, Waldo County Technical Center staff say the final contract they were initially offered cuts their insurance benefits. Negotiations are currently in a mediation stage, meaning an outside negotiator is helping the two sides to hopefully reach an agreement.
The final offer we were able to get from them before they petitioned to go to mediation was a 5% increase and a 10% cut to our health insurance coverage. We have staff here who would actually take a pay cut if they came back next year under those conditions.
Board members and Tech Center administration declined to comment at last night's meeting.
In other news, high schoolers from around the state have spent the last week learning about leadership, state government, and even got the chance to speak to Maine's chief executive. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has the story.
It's been amazing of learning how the actually government works.
So the Deergo State program is a high school leadership program that takes students from around the state and walks them through the entire political process based on the state of Maine.
For the past week, Maine students from all 16 counties participated in Deergo State and got to spend the week in Waterville, tackling every aspect of the political spectrum, including running for offices, participating in the legislature, and even hearing from guest speakers, such as Governor Janet Mills, on their political experiences.
So the governor is going to explain her kind of path to office, give them some helpful hints on bipartisanship, working across the aisle, topics and discussions that may not have gone so well.
Participants say there's a lot they'll take away from talking with the governor.
The biggest thing that I took away from Governor Mills was don't burn a bridge. Your enemy today could be your friend tomorrow, and I think that is true when it comes to not only politics, but real life.
Deergo State is put on by the American Legion and is open to all high school students in the summer between their junior and senior year.
So any potential student that would like to be involved in Deergo State, this is not just about politics. This is about leadership, empowerment, public speaking.
For more information on Deergo State, a link will be available on our website. In Waterville, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine home sales were up in May. That's according to Maine Listings. They say sales increased 3.96% compared to May of last year. Paul McKee, the 2024 president of the Maine Association of Realtors, says sellers have become more active in 2024. The median sales price increased by more than 7% to $398,250. Piscataquis County saw the biggest price jump at more than 30% compared to May of 2023.
Well, get ready to rumble. Live wrestling is coming to the Whoopie Pie Festival here in Dover Foxcroft this weekend, and our David Ledford has more from some of the performers before they hit the mat.
I think it just opens a lot of people's eyes to how much fun pro wrestling can be in a live experience.
It's action-packed. It's dramatic. And Saturday in Dover Foxcroft, it's free.
You might get hooked after the first time.
Limitless Wrestling is the newest addition to the town's Whoopie Pie Festival, and the group hopes to make a lasting impression on a new audience.
I'm sure a lot of the people who we're performing in front of, they're going to see wrestling for the very first time. To have that, to be able to be the ones to give that first impression of what it is, it's a cool position to be in.
The team of nearly 30 wrestlers has been performing across Maine for just over 8 years.
Being in the ring and being around the guys it's a lot of fun. You know, it's entertainment, it's a sport, there's drama there.
And for some of the wrestlers, it's even more than that.
It's something that's helped me get past so many of my own mental hurdles and stuff like that. I've gained so much confidence purely from pro wrestling.
If you find yourself itching for more after the final round, there are opportunities to get involved both in and out of the ring, including at their brewer headquarters, where beginners can learn the ropes from the ground up.
There is avenues for everyone to be involved, whether it's being a manager, wrestling, refereeing. The biggest thing that I stress about wrestling is that wrestling is for everyone.
To learn more, visit limitlesswrestling.com.
Once you do it once, you're going to want to come back and do it again.
Saturday's performance will kick off at 11:30 a.m. next to the town's Consolidated Communications Building. In Dover Foxcroft, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And even after the Whoopie Pies have come and gone, the streets and sidewalks of Dover Foxcroft will still be alive with activity. Just a week after the festival wraps up, East Main Street will transform into a vibrant canvas for a first-of-its-kind event that combines art and history. People of all ages are invited to unleash their inner artist for the Chalk Walk, where anyone can put their designs on the pavement. Organizers say it doesn't end there. The walk will also have historical tours and live demonstrations lining the streets.
Ice Dance International is putting down synthetic ice to have students from the Bangor, Dover, Foxcroft area come and show how to ice skate on synthetic ice in the summer. We have a potter from Roseline Pottery. There will be a broom maker. She makes fantastic, beautiful brooms.
There's much more too. You can also check out a quilting demo, live music right here at the Center Theater, and yarn spun from bunnies. Organizers say the aim of the event is to get more people outside following the pandemic shutdown.
The pandemic was hard on everybody. This is a way for us to get people out and doing things as well. We just want to be part of the answer to getting people back out and acting like a total community together.
The Chalk Walk will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on June 29th. To learn more, you can visit our website, foxbangor.com.
I have to tell you, after we're a little shell-shocked right now because it's very mild out.
It is.
Doesn't feel very humid. Doesn't even really feel hot.
Right.
And after this week, you know, we're a little shocked.
Yeah. It's a pleasant day to be outside.
Really,
after this week, like you said, it was pretty oppressive out there, I think is the right word to use.
Yeah.
So, glad to be back to our main normal right now.
A little bit of a break.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast and see what the rest of today is looking like.
Thank you, Beth and Peter. Tonight's first weather is brought to you by Pet Care by Lindsay. Pet Care is an in-home pet care provider servicing the greater Bangor, Waterville, Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, and Mid-Coast areas. All right, looks like on the radar there are some showers starting to move into the region. They look like they're going to diminish right now, but going into those overnight hours tonight, we are going to expect some more scattered showers in the area. So let's take a look at those future rain chances. Right now, we are at a low, but we could see once we go into the overnight hours around 3 a.m., that's when we're going to start to get into the scattered region on this future rain chances model. But as we see, it'll be around that scattered region throughout the day going into Saturday. But once we go into Sunday, that's when things are going to become likely. We're going to have a lot of rain on the way coming into the Sunday morning hours throughout the day Sunday as well. Take a look at your overnight planner tonight. Looks like it's going to be a rainy start throughout the middle of the night going into those or early morning hours, and temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s. Beth and Peter?
All right, and stay with us, folks. After the break, we'll hear from the executive director of the Whoopie Pie Festival to hear what is happening here this weekend.
You had me at Whoopie Pie. Stay with us.
Me too.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by Center Theater. Invites everyone to the main Whoopie Pie Festival June 22nd in downtown Dover Foxcroft. Dover Audiology is knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable. They are your best place for hearing solutions, located at 859 West Main Street. And Howard Insurance. See them for your car, house, boat, and RV, with 3 locations in Dexter, Dover Foxcroft, and Newport.
New car, new house, new motorcycle. Come on down, Howard Insurance.
Howard Insurance Agency has the privilege of 150 years in the business and represents several companies for your insurance. With local offices in Dover, Foxcroft, Dexter, and Newport, we are happy to help with your home, auto, commercial insurance, and more. Call us today for a free quote and see how much we can save you, or go to our website.
Dear Savvy Traveler, airline food isn't what it used to be. I need to fuel up before I fly.
Dear Hangry, you can fill up before takeoff at Bangor International Airport. The Highlands Cafe has quick and casual. The Refueler Pub and Grill has heartier fare. And the Post Security Cafe, other side of TSA, offers a pick-me-up before wheels up. Bon appetit and bon voyage, Hangry. And remember, the savvy travel through Bangor International Airport. Flybangor.com.
Spring is here. And now is the time to call Hickory Dickory Decks for your new deck, sunroom, or enclosed porch. They specialize in custom outdoor living and making your dream oasis a reality. See for yourself how Hickory Dickory Decks can transform your existing porch into a 3-season sunspace sunroom. Call Hickory Dickory Decks now for your free estimate. And enjoy life outdoors.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined by Patrick Myers, the Executive Director of the Whoopie Pie Festival. Thanks so much for joining us again, Patrick.
Oh, always a pleasure. I'm glad it's not boiling hot this time around.
I know. It's a sweet relief after this week as well.
Sweet relief. I see what you did there.
Yeah, and speaking of sweet,
yes,
this weekend is going to be full of sweet treats. Tell us about what's new at the Whoopie Pie Festival this year. I understand there's a bit of a new layout that folks should be aware of.
Yeah, we in years past, we've had all the food trucks and a lot of food vendors downtown with the bakers. This year, they're going to be up behind Pat's Pizza, which will leave a lot more room downtown for the bakers so the lines aren't as packed, make it easier to get around.
Speaking of the bakers, how many are participating this year?
We've got about 20 signed up, which is about 5 more than we had last year. So again, the line should be shorter and be able to get your whoopie pies a lot sooner.
Okay, and there's a lot of different whoopie pies. You know, we think of the traditional flavors,
right?
Your classic whoopie pie, maybe some peanut butter filling. But it doesn't end there. Tell us about some of the flavors that people can expect to see.
I printed out a list here of some of the flavors that the bakers are submitting for the official judging. And really, there's everything under the sun. I mean, I always have to have a cream cheese delight whoopie pie from Shaw's.
Yep.
It's my treat at the festival. But there are some amazing other ones here. I mean, maple bacon from Edwards.
That's where my eyes just gravitated.
I know. Well, it's bacon. How can you go wrong?
Yep.
Sarah Jane Baking Company is doing a Moxie and Allen's whoopie pie.
Oh my.
So you can't get much more Maine than that.
You certainly cannot.
Or also, there's a new baker this year, Eve's Garden, who's doing freeze-dried whoopie pies.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I've never had one. Can't wait to try it.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of new stuff and new flavors for people. But, you know, it's more than just whoopie pies.
Right.
Tell us what it means to the community here.
It's, you know, that's one of the things I'm proudest about the festival. It's the largest fundraiser for the Center Theater, but there are dozens of other businesses and organizations that, you know, this is their busiest day out of the year. It's a great day for the community, for Dover Foxcroft, the whole region.
And it doesn't end this weekend. The fun doesn't here in the community. Tell us about some of the cool things happening here at the Center Theater throughout the summer.
Oh, well, our big thing in the summer is our children's drama camp. It's our longest running program. We've been doing that for 25 years now.
Yep.
We've got it in 6 different communities all around the county. It's on a pay-what-you-can basis, so folks, you know, they don't have to pay the full tuition if they can't afford it. And we really just want to encourage as many kids to sign up as we can.
And as I understand it, registration is still open as well, right?
Oh, definitely. Our first camp starts next Monday in Milo. We still have space available there. And then we've got 2 camps in Dover, a camp in Dexter, 1 in Monson, and 1 in Greenville.
All right, fantastic. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. And come on out to the Whoopie Pie Festival this weekend. All right, we'll have more coming up after the break. Stay with us.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by The Bears Den. Has Thursday karaoke and live bands every weekend, rustic cabins and motel, and a new menu featuring some home-cooked classics. The Whoopie Pie Festival is supported by Mallet Real Estate Agency for old-fashioned, honest service in the Pequot region. And Rose Bike Shop is Orono's premier full-service bike shop, sales and service for all riders.
SNAP-Ed is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program education. The nutrition programming is provided by nutrition educators who really understand their communities.
This work requires partnerships because it's about supporting the community.
The things that we teach people, I know it makes a huge impact. What we do is not just good for people who receive SNAP benefits, but for the whole community.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Triumph Professional Cleaning Services, providing outstanding commercial cleaning services to Eastern and Central Maine. Triumph Professional Cleaning, creating an environment of cleanliness.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with the big day down in Boston, a day 16 years in the making. The Celtics' big old Duck Boat Championship Parade. Players, coaches, executives, and their families, plus some former players rolling from the TD Garden down to Boylston Street in front of reportedly over 1 million fans, eager to see their heroes even for just a few moments. Although it didn't culminate with any big speeches from anybody, this crazy crowd was more than willing to let their voices heard. Take a listen.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
I took off work to be here, and my boss supported it.
This is their first parade. This is our first parade, so she enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Celtics. Good job, Tatum. I love you.
I just want to see the boys come through on the parade. Who brought us here, baby? The best fans in the world right here. The vibe is all good. I mean, everyone's here having a good time today.
Looked like a blast. Now let's get local. Tomorrow, Bangor's Mike Laliberty will be walking a mile to benefit the Maine Veterans Project. It should take him between 2 or 3 hours. You think that's amateur hour? Well, take a look at this.
The 10th year in, hopefully have a best time. I'm ready.
A year's worth of training will once again culminate Saturday morning with Bangor's Mike Laliberty's 10th annual Tire Flip Challenge.
I'm shooting for this year 2:38.56, which will be 2 hours faster than the very first time I did it.
Laliberty flipped this tire a mile up and down Maple Street for the first time in 2015, infected right leg and all. And it all started out of spite.
I was talking, said, I bet I could flip my tire a mile. And they're like, there's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. I was like, oh, really?
He didn't finish his first go at it and had little desire to do it again. But a fire would soon swell.
A couple weeks later, I was like, man, I bet I could do that faster. The following year was faster again, and it's been progress ever since.
And it actually got better for Laliberty when that bad leg was amputated.
Only thing it really did was caused me pain. The prosthetic, it's an improvement, big time.
The event improved as well, from Laliberty doing it just because to for a cause. The Maine Veterans Project starting in 2021.
My dad's a veteran, and they get looked to the side sometimes, so anything we can help is better.
With sponsors galore and individuals donating, over the last 4 years, the flip has raised over $75,000.
I mean, I might do the actual lifting, but it's everybody's donation. The generosity of the community for the Maine veterans the last 4 years is great.
Don't sell yourself short, Mike. That lifting is just as impressive.
Brother. Holy moly. I lifted it up.
You did? You know, don't let other people put limitations on what you can do. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know you.
Well, yeah, you tore your...
Thank you, Ryan. Varney Ford is bringing tonight's full weather. Varney Ford in Newport gives 1 full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks, the nice car and truck people. All right, taking a look at that radar right now, there are some scattered showers starting to make their way into the region. Right now they are very light, but as we get into those overnight hours, things are going to start to pick up and we'll start to see some rain into the overnight hours tonight. So as we take a look at this futurecast, looks like right around 5 a.m. we'll have some heavy showers over our area in Bangor, possibly a thunderstorm or two embedded in that, but most likely just some showers. And that will go throughout the day Saturday. It will start to lighten up until we get into Sunday when we'll have more rain on the way. That is going to be very likely. So let's take a look at those rainfall totals. Looks like it's going to be a light to moderate rain. Looks like, you know, just over a 1/4 inch in Bangor, just below 1/2 inch in Augusta as well, and Dover Foxcroft just in between that. So very light to moderate rain totals with this system coming through. So nothing too much to worry about on the severe end of things. Bangor highs today, 82 degrees, a little bit cooler than we had the past few days with that heat wave making its way through. Other than that, upper 70s to low 80s by the coast and some upper 70s just above us in Millinocket. So much cooler day compared to those mid to upper 90s we saw throughout the state during that heat wave. So going into tomorrow, things will be much cooler as well. Looks like we'll be in those upper 60s to low 70s, possibly touching 70 tomorrow in Bangor. Other than that, we'll have some warmer temperatures up north and also some low 60s, possible mid 60s as well down by the coast. So much cooler day ahead compared to today as well. But take a look at that temperature trend. Looks like this weekend going into Monday is going to be a major cool down compared to what we recently had. Low to mid 70s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we'll get back into those mid 80s getting into Wednesday. Also going to Thursday as well, we'll be near 80 there too. So another hot little wave we got coming up as we getting back up into those summer-like temperatures. So take a look at the humidity going into the weekend. It looks like it will spike up a little bit and then we'll dive down as well. And I think Sunday and the Monday, those things, the humidity will raise back up to humid. So that's because we have those warmer temperatures on the way. And as we all know, humidity makes the warmer temperatures feel a lot hotter than they really are. So always important to stay hydrated during those warmer temperatures out there. Wind speeds right now aren't too bad. Looks like a northwest wind of 7 miles per hour by Bangor. Pretty calm by the coast and Bar Harbor. Other than that, looks like much of the region is from that 5 to 10 mile per hour range. So winds are definitely on the calmer end of things as of right now. Going into tonight's forecast, so we have a low of 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. And during the early morning hours is when we'll start to see some rain in the forecast. And then going into tomorrow, we'll have a high of 71, possibly a little cooler with those clouds in the area and scattered showers and thunderstorms as well. And winds will be from the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at your extended forecast, looks like we have finally cooled down with some temperatures in the low 70s, and things will pick back up going into Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty, thanks so much.
And we will be right back.
Honey, I think it's time for you to get a hearing aid.
What am I going to do with a hand grenade?
If you need a hearing aid, visit Dover Audiology, where hearing is our concern. Free demos, accessible and friendly, no pressure. See Chris at Dover Audiology. Hearing aids at Yankee prices.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by Dunkin'. Come try our new energy refreshers and menu items. The Bailey family is anxious to serve you. Pet Care by Lindsay is an in-home pet care provider servicing the greater Bangor, Waterville, Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, and Mid-Coast areas. And McCusick Petroleum is a full-service oil and LP gas dealer. They offer service agreements and budget plans. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by University of Maine Early College. Tuition-free online courses for high school students. umaine.edu/early college. Johnson Foundations, full concrete foundations, floors, pool areas, slabs, specialty walkways, and walls. And Rowell's Garage. See them for a nice selection of late model cars, SUVs, and trucks. Full-service garage and car wash.
Summer savings going on now at the Furniture Gallery. Take advantage of hot buys in all departments. Queen mattresses starting at just $198. Recliners starting at $298. Sofas starting at $398. 5-piece dining sets $498. Sleeper sofas starting at $598, and clearance items up to 60% off while they last. At the Furniture Gallery, special financing is available. The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
Honey, I think it's time for you to get a hearing aid.
What am I going to do with a hand grenade?
If you need a hearing aid, visit Dover Audiology, where hearing is our concern. Free demos, accessible and friendly, no pressure. See Chris at Dover Audiology. Hearing aids at Yankee price.
Welcome back. The good folks over at the Bangor Elks Lodge are at it again. Today they were over at Hannaford Brewer to pick up some much needed food items. The Elks Lodge is always looking for ways to help out in the community, and this time a grant called the Gratitude Grant was given to them for $3,000 to be passed on to a group in need. And so after a poll, it was decided to donate through a partnership with Hannaford and Brewer lots of food to benefit the Burlington Food Pantry, and it's part of the Elks' mission to serve the community, and also just gives them a great feeling.
When I see all the smiles on people's faces, you know, it just warms the heart. It always does, yep.
Bates told us that they write 4 or 5 grants per year, and they plan to serve 3 more community churches in the near future with large donations, but the giving never ends with this group.
The Belfast Community Co-op held a welcome back party to officially unveil their new and improved store. The co-op underwent a lot of changes during more than a year of construction. According to the general manager, the store increased its retail space by 33%, and they even added a new space to accommodate the return of their cafe.
When I look around at other co-ops in the country, our owners are as dedicated or more dedicated than any other co-op in the country. So yeah, we are very lucky to be in the community that we're in.
Around 100 people, many of them community owners, stood behind the ribbon to usher in the redefined co-op. In the crowd were representatives from WVII, a USDA program that helps low-income women, infants, and children gain access to nutritious foods, and they say the co-op helps them do just that.
It makes, I think, the co-op a more inclusive place for all people in this community, and it just increases access to food for people who want to shop here.
And Johnson says their kitchen is expected to be finished in about a week's time.
Well, it is an event that shines a light on Maine's art community. Now in its 28th year, the annual Arts in the Park event will feature over 120 local artists. The event will take place on June 29th and 30th at the Steamboat Landing Park in Belfast. Of course, the operations manager for the Belfast Area Chamber of Commerce says the event is a perfect opportunity for people to experience local art and the city's vibrant downtown district.
Be able to have such a creative atmosphere and a creative community here. Belfast is where art is made, in so many different forms, and it's just such a great community to be a part of.
Well, speaking to Belfast's art scene, the city's 4th Friday Art Walks will begin on the 28th, and so keep an eye out for teal triangle signs on the windows of numerous downtown businesses. And to learn more about everything happening in Belfast next week, you can visit our website, that is, of course, foxbangor.com. And folks, just to give you an idea, back out here live of what you can enjoy here in Dover Foxcroft this weekend. This is one whoopie pie.
Yeah, a head-sized whoopie pie.
Yes, from Edwards Brothers Supermarkets.
That's right.
So hats off to them. This looks amazing.
It does.
And that is going to do it for us, folks. From here in Dover Foxcroft, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Tonight, the Supreme Court decisions, plus the brutal heat and storms on the move, where more extreme weather is headed. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Players have been winning with the main lottery for 50 years now, and over time, winning has looked a lot different.
Out of sight! I won. No way. Totally won. Booyah! I'm a winner.
And now, with our new 50th anniversary tickets, you could win up to $100,000 in 2024.
I won. This is lit.
Celebrate 50 years of the main lottery. Get your tickets today.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
When R&K Variety in Hamden wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store, offering fresh cooked meals that don't break the bank, gasoline for your mean machines, or beer and wine so your night is fine.
Coming up, the FBI announces a major break in a murder investigation. Plus, high schoolers got a chance to speak with Maine's chief executive. And our David Ledford spoke with performers before they hit the mat at this year's Whoopie Pie Festival. Those stories and more just ahead. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Banks. First tonight, the FBI has announced a major break in the investigation into the murders of a Unity College student and her girlfriend. They've identified a suspect in the brutal murder that happened in Shenandoah National Park in 1996. Laura Winans and Julian Williams were murdered at their Virginia campsite and were found about a week later following an extensive search. The FBI announced Thursday that it used DNA testing during a review of the case and finally named a suspect that led to a positive match for Walter Leo Jackson Sr.